Nijinsky was born in Kyiv, Ukraine, March 12, 1889. His parents were Polish dancers who traveled the circuit, and they were his very first dance teachers. He made his debut at age 7 in a circus, playing a chimney sweep who rescued animals from a fire. The following year, his father left them, so his mother took their family and moved to St. Petersburg. At age 9, he entered the Imperial Theater School, the same school that produced Fulkin, Pelova, and Balanchine. Although he was said to be a poor student, it was apparent that he was a phenomenal dancer. By the time he appeared in school productions, critics called him a prodigy. He was an extraordinary actor, portraying the spirit of all types of the character, including bounding leaps and extensions that shocked the audience to see a male as the star for the first time. At age 18, he joined the Imperial Ballet as a choreographer. Most dancers start out in the corps, but he was so good he skipped the first level. At this period, the ballet world was dominated by a heavy sex trade, so Nijinsky was married to 30-year-old Prince Pavel Love to get ahead and get money in 1907. The following year, his husband traded him to Diaghilev. In his diary, he wrote, "Love forced me to be unfaithful with Diaghilev because he thought Diaghilev would be useful to me." After becoming Diaghilev's lover, Nijinsky was able to choreograph for the Ballet Russes. He produced works like Afternoon of the Faun, Jux, and The Rite of Spring. Nijinsky's works threw away the typical ballet technique. Moving in profile, turning feet in, stomping feet, and hunched over were all seen in his performances. The look of his work was ugly, and the emotions were discomforting, which caused a riot and an uproar, often resulting in police escorting people from the theater. Although he was a brilliant dancer, it was clear from an early age that Nijinsky was not quite all there. At the Imperial School, it was said that he stopped dancing to take his bows right in the middle of Swan Lake while the orchestra was still playing. His mental state was even more prominent when choreographing. He was said to hardly speak to anyone and seemed to exist on his own plane. He was described as socially awkward and had to deal with opposition from dancers and other working partners while choreographing. In 1913, he married Ramonda, a headstrong Hungarian, which angered Diaghilev and marked the beginning of the end of his time with the Ballet Russes. The following years took its toll on his mental state. Diaghilev fired him, and his entire family was pronounced prisoners of war and placed under house arrest in Hungary. That meant no dancing and a police visit every week for a year and a half. When Nijinsky was released, Diaghilev asked him to rejoin the Ballet Russes and followed them to the Metropolitan Opera in New York City, where the opera board placed the Russes under Nijinsky, which ended up being the most chaotic tour ever, losing the opera millions of dollars. For Nijinsky had no administrative skills. Lots of drama went down in Nijinsky's last few months with the Ballet Russes. Quarrels with his wife happened often, and alleged sabotage by Diaghilev included stepping on rusty nails and a weight falling from a pulley almost hitting him. We know much about Nijinsky's life thanks to the many diaries he kept. The main themes of these diaries include fasting, sex, and a fear of hospitalization, stemming from his prisoner of war experience. He put in his diary, "I will not be put in a lunatic asylum because I dance and I give money to whomever asks." But he knew he was going mad. "My soul is sick," he wrote. Nijinsky's diaries were published in 1936 after being heavily edited by his wife and are still considered classics in confessional literature today. Medical records show that he was diagnosed with schizophrenia in 1919 and was in and out of insane asylums, but getting better before dying April 8, 1950, of kidney disease. After a long legal battle, him and his wife are buried together in Paris.